Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we will be looking today at racing from Fairview. They're racing on the poly track. Today is the 31st of August. We start off with the first race, which is a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1400 meters. So let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 7 Field Dancer at 5 to 2, Kiss of Life 33 to 10, 11 to 2 Cherry Cheek, Sky's the Limit 13 to 2, Cape Jubilee 15 to 2, 16 to 1 Chai, 16 to 1 Ashcat, 16 to 1 Absolutely Fab, and 22 to 1 and longer the rest. Now let's have a look here on the form. I want to go down to number 6, which is Kiss of Life. This is a coup de grace filly out of Kinetic contest by Count de Bar. This is from the Candace Bass Robertson stable. Aldo de Meyer from the Cape riding today in Fairview, drawn 16. Now this horse only had 4 runs. It ran first time out behind Delta Queen, 9 lengths, and then behind 50 Shades and Darker. And then last time out ran behind Sonic Burst. Now, Sonic Burst the other day, he won his first outing. So I do believe that he's a horse with ability. And this Sonic Burst then ran in his second race against a fairly strong field. He ran second. Now, also I think that that form is strong enough for this horse to win here, this filly, and also the coup de grace. A coup de grace the other day won on the poly, I think by 6 lengths or something like that. Here we have the favorite Field Dancer, the Soft Falling Rain filly by Strike Smartly Me. Has also drawn 1. The Grief stable, I think, had 3 or 4 winners on Friday. That ran well beyond run, flawless run. And surely will give the number 6, Kiss of Life, a good race. Other horses that you can look at in this race for your minor placings is number 8, Cherry Creek, drawn 4. Also, this stable is on fire. I think it also had 2 winners on Friday and ran behind the favorite, just about half a length, Run Flawless Run. Made a late progress, although now it's over a little shorter. But there the horse was drawn 10 out of 11, now I'm drawn 4. So I think this horse will get into the race quicker than last time. And then we have number 9, Absolutely Fab. It's a elusive Ford. Man, how well are the elusive Fords running these days? Now going 1400 meters, which I think will suit the horse. And we're looking for, this horse would be looking to be there when the photos are taken at the winning post. Now let's move on to race number 2. Race number 2 is a maiden plate over 1400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. The betting is as follows. Number 7, Dandelo 27 to 20, 4 to 1 Baltic Beat, 6 to 1 Profound Wisdom, Mark the Doorman, 8 to 1 God of Thunder, 14 to 1, 14 to 1 Shades of Blue, Godfrey Princess, 16 to 1 Lion of Eden, 16 to 1 Lotus King, 25 to 1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at a few contenders in this race. Here I want to scroll down to number 7. Number 7 is the favorite, Dandilo, Greg Shane, drawn 5. That run well last time out, and I think the 1400 meters will suit. Has run in a small future behind Golden Drummer after a good debut behind Wuhan, and I do believe the horse to beat. Number 6, Baltic Beat, did improve last time out, also over a slightly longer distance. So I'm sure we'll definitely be there at the finish, giving some Danilo something to think about. When I have a look at some other horses, here we have number 8, Profound Wisdom, a philanthropist. They are also running well. Marco van Rensburg back in the saddle after his injury, but unfortunately drawn 13. But I think that this horse will definitely be running on at the end and can be involved in the finish. As is number 9, Lion of Eden, from the Nell stable. From Cape Town, had his first run on a poly where it was actually running not too bad, fallings behind rows of field, but unfortunately also from draw 11. But I do believe has a small chance in this field. Here we have Lotus King. Number 3 is a Portala Palace. Also improved last time behind Stranger Danger, ran 4th, although 6 lengths behind, but now from draw 3. And I do believe that you should maybe put this horse in the back end of your quartets. Let's move on to race number 3, where we have a maiden plate over 1900 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Now, here we have number 1, Galoon, 17 to 10. Mordecai, 17 to 10. 7 to 1, Exion, Gibraltar Rose, 8 to 1. All Out, 16 to 1. Gimme Express, 16 to 1. Homer Fidget, 16 to 1. Going Biarritz, 20 to 1. 35 to 1, and longer the rest. Initially, when I look at this race, my first inclination was that my first choice would be number 8, Mordecai, because it's a flower alley. Here's this horse that won on a coup de grace, which I just talked about, but he is drawn from 11, and that was my first choice. It's also run well behind Roosevelt. I figured he's still in with a huge chance. You know, you cannot leave this horse out. But then I went down and I got to this horse, number 11, Going Biarritz. Now, this horse is drawn 4. He's at only 2 runs. But if you look at this breeding, Biarritz and Samaras, this is a stayer. This horse is bred to stay. Now it's going over the 1900, which is the first time it's going over a longer distance. And I think this horse, number 11, Going Biarritz, is going to run a huge race. It is drawn well. The jockey is the second time he's going to ride it. And I'm sure this horse is going to be improved and can win this race. I really do believe it, although at 20 to 1, but definitely not a certainty. As I said, my first choice would have been Mudakar. Just going to go scroll up back to the top of the list here. Now, here we have this perennial place getters, Galoon and Gibraltar Rose, running against each other, beating each other, and then always find another one to beat him. So yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Any one of the two can win. But my experience is sometimes just some horses, they just find it difficult to win. Also, Exion, that come from Gauteng, but has been in the Stratum stable, now in the Tara Lang stable, having it already had 1 run for the Tara Lang stable over the 1300 meters. But we do be careful. Aldo de Meyer on board, drawn to, and can definitely improve to be also involved in a finish, not a horse to discard. So that is race 3. Let's move on to race 4. Race 4 is a Felicia Mays, handicap 68 over the 1900 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 1, Hawthorne, at 29 to 20, 11 to 2, Mary Lee, Viva Le Blue, 13 to 2, Laterals Flash, 17 to 2, Close to My Heart, 10 to 1, 10 to 1, Run Flores Run, She's a Rockstar, 11 to 1, 16 to 1, and longer the rest. My selection to win this race is number 1. Number 1, Flower Alley, came from Joburg, Hawthorne, and he is a Flower Alley filly by Tiger Reach. It's a nice breeding, quite a few winners. Alan Grieve, Greg Chain combination. Last time out won very well because it's now running in a average merit rating of 66. Last time was running an average merit rating of 72, and so it's actually down in class, although up in weight, but has run against even some decent opposition in Gauteng, and I do believe that this horse will go in, although it's on a poly, but I don't think that would be a problem. Then other horses we want to look at is race 5 is number 8. Yeah, there's many horses of chances in this race. So I'm just carrying, looking at number 8, Mary Lee, and number 10, Run Follows Run. Run Follows Run can, has just managed maiden, but I do believe also Flores elusive fought by Flores Dump by Manshoot, and this distance would even be more to his liking, so definitely not a horse you should discard. Here's number 8, Mary Lee. Mary Lee is also a philanthropist. T Gold did win his last race. Last time out was beaten by Nippy Sweet. Nippy Sweet has now won 3 in a row. So although he just won his maiden, I do believe that this horse can improve. The stable is in form, so definitely a horse not to leave out. Let's have a look at some other inmates in this race. Number 12, she's a rock star. A 7-year-old mare has won a few races, and I do believe is due to improve with Diego de Gouveia riding. He rode his first Grade 2 winners in one. He rode 2 grade winners on Saturday at Gravel, so his confidence will be high. Drawn 6 can definitely improve. And with Viva La Bru, if you work out the turnaround in weights, she's a rock star should finish in front of Viva La Blue. Lady Quinn last time out won over the 1400 meters. First time it went over the longer distances. Now getting the -4. Definitely a horse you can include in the back end of your quartets. Let's just have a look here at some other form. There's Viva La Blue, who won last time out, but with the weight turnaround of She's Rockstar, She's Rockstar should finish in front of Viva La Blue this time out. Close to My Heart is also running well, but unfortunately drawn 12, but can be involved in the finish. There's a horse number 3, Oratoriana. Do include in the back end of your quartets. This horse has come down in the ratings a little bit. At one stage was 82, now down to a 68. Has run in some stronger companies in Gravel. Now found itself in Port Elizabeth, but do include the longer distance will definitely suit the shorter 1400 meters wasn't to his liking. So a very nice outsider to include in your quartet calculations. And let's move on to race number 5, where my first choice is number 1, Natural Jade. Natural Jade is getting -4, has run well in a novice last time out. Unfortunately, this was that race where that horse from Alan Clear unfortunately had a heart attack and died. So there were horses with this horse beat horses with higher speed rate, with higher merit ratings. So getting the -4 definitely put this horse, in a strong position to win this race. Other horses that we can look at in race number 5 is as follows. Is number 8, Windfinder. Windfinder has drawn 9. Wayne Aguilera board, has run well against Super Gum. Sullenberger won again the other day, a future. So definitely Windfinder, a horse that you cannot discard. Then let's have a look at number 10. Number 10, Valerana, getting the -4 + 1, so carrying 53. Yeah, this jockey is a smart jockey. It's well related to Pierre Stradom and all the Stradoms, and I do believe Valerana is going to run a huge race here today. Definitely a horse that you need to put in all your play. So let's now go to race number 6, where my first choice is number 1, Casual Way. Now you think I need to be off my rockets, but the thing is here, if you look at this Teophilia ran in the same race as behind Brazil Nut, where it beat number 1 with about 3 lengths. But now there's a swing, taking the 4 kilograms, there's a swing of 6 kilograms in favor of number 1, Casual Way. Now, Casual Way did runs against some decent horses in Joburg, and has run 1 or 2 decent races here. But the problem is, and that is the only concern, this horse tends to be slow away. and over this distance, you cannot give away, slow at the start. So hopefully, if the jockey can get the horse to jump, I think that will be the biggest opposition to number 2, to Efela, which ran well against Wicked Grin the last time out, and also Brazil Nut has won again. So definitely number 2 in with a huge chance, but I would believe that on the weight turnaround, number 1 must have a chance. Other horses you can look at in this field is number 5, Basilica Cento, also trying his heart out every time, and has run against some strong opposition in Joburg. Now finds itself in PE. Already had a few runs here, and I would think that if you look at his last time out, he was running on strongly, 21.4. That is a huge time for the last 400 to finish. He was flying at the end, so do include in all bets. Number 6, Marco van Rensburg again, drawn 5, Exaltations, also running that same novice, but on the weight turnarounds can't beat number 1, but can surely be involved in the finish. Now let's move on to race number 7. Race number 7 is a merit rated 68 handicap over 1400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. I just remember now, I never got to the betting for race number 5. Race number 5 was 33 to 10, Diliana, Shine a Light 4 to 1, Escape to Vegas 5 to 1, Sloan 6 to 1, Natural Trade 13 to 10, Beneficiary 15 to 10, 9 to 1, Windfinder 10 to 1, Valorana, and longer the rest. I just want to say that both Diliana and Shine a Light do have chances. It's not that I don't discard them, but I just thought that number 1, Natural Jade, would be a good selection in this race. Here we have number 6, race 6, the Tiafala, even money, Basilica and Santo 4 to 1, Exaltation 9 to 2, Castleware 9 to 1, 10 to 1, Pick a Winner, and 12 to 1, and longer the rest. So let's have a look at race number 7, where we have Calgary at 2 to 1, Reach for the Line 33 to 10, Thomas Tucker 5 to 1, Divine Loin 10 to 1, Norfolk Pine 10 to 1, and longer 12 to 1, and longer the rest. So here my first selection is unfortunately not the favorite, but number 7, Thomas Tucker, has been running well, and on the way turnaround should finish in front of Norfolk Pine. Here ran in a 70s, now running in a 66 average meter rating, where it ran second to Tony Jet the week before. And unfortunately drawn 10, so that could be a bit of a drawback. But if you have a look at the favorite, the favorite is Calorie. It's carrying 55 minus 4, so only carrying 51. Definitely in with a huge chance not to be left out. Can definitely be involved. Let's look at some other candidates. I do like the look of number 8, One Gun Midnight. This was won well, and then ran way behind Global Drummer. But last time out in World Cabaret in that novice plate, this horse was running on nicely, 22.5, ran on late. I think his horse is like 20 to 1 or something. Wagon, yeah, it's like 25 to 1. Definitely leave out of any of your calculation. Is drawn to, I think the 1400 meters on this breeding will definitely suit, he'll be definitely suited to that. So, I mean, on his day, he did ran second to Global Drummer. Dicey has won again. Fireview, I think, ran a good race on Friday. So definitely a horse not to discard. And then I also want to go and have a look at number 3, Final Assembly. Now I'm going for this, it's getting a -4, but unfortunately drawn 12. But this has run some decent races before in a little bit of higher divisions. So number 3, Final Assembly, definitely for horse to include. We then move on to race number 8, where the betting is as follows: 1400 meters, Class E, average merit rating 61. The betting is as follows: for Gotha Girls, 33 to 10, Perfect Pathway 33 to 10, Never Let You Go 4 to 1, Linda Lovelace 11 to 2, 15 to 2, Marmalade Cat 9 to 1 Aces King, Lapa still the 18 to 10, 18 to 1 Bridesmaid, 20 to 1, and 25 to 1, and longer the rest. Yeah, my first selection is number 1, but it's a hesitant selection, as this horse is coming off a rest, Wino Greener, and it's jumping from draw 10. But I do believe it's not that long a race. You know, this horse ran in June, so it will not be that long. And it ran a decent race, now going over the 1400 meters. On the poly, 1 over the 1300 meters, but run well, 23.5. There's also horses running on at the end, and I do think that this Flower Alley by Captain Elmi will be definitely be the one to beat in this race. Let's look at some other selections in this race. I want to go down to number 11. Never Let You Go, also drawn 8. Always there and thereabouts, running places. Also was in that race behind Easy So Far. So number 11, definitely a horse that you need to include into your calculations. And then also, I just want to quickly mention, you know, this horse, Star of Fairview, I remember that horse winning its very first race at the Poly at long odds, and then unfortunately hasn't shown much. But I see here and there it runs a good race, so maybe you want to include number 13 in the back end of your quartets. Number 9, Aces Queen. Aces Queen is also a horse that you never know how it's going to run. Last time out ran second behind Viva La Blue. Now getting the Stratum on Carl Stratum for his granddad, but unfortunately drawn 13. But definitely the horse that you should include in any play, because I think this guy would love nothing more to win a race for his granddad. And the horse has been coming back to form. I have been following it. It's not a donkey. He has already won 6 races. And now another thing I want to point out to you, this horse last time out won 364 days. So it's exactly a year ago that this horse has won. And you will often find that horses, sometimes they win a race and they never win a race for a year, and then comes out in 365 days later, same course, same distance, same whatever race, and then win again. And here we have a good example of that. 364 days. A year ago was the last time this horse won. Number 9, Aces Queen. Do not leave out of anything, because I'm sure that that horse is going to be involved in the finish. So that then concludes our preview for the day at the Fairview. I hope I could point you in the right direction, and you can win a few rand. And as I always say, break a leg.